was another solid victory today. You guys, again, kind of strike late, 8 runs over the final 4 innings. Just what did you see from your team today?
I thought we played well. I thought the defensive plays were made. I didn't think we really got challenged a whole lot defensively. I thought Tanner made a really good play there at the end of the game to throw a guy out on a ball down the line. But I thought we played very well defensively. I thought we pitched it enough. I thought Matt Dallas was outstanding. Austin Anderson coming in, tough situation there at the end and doing a great job. And Spoljaric, he got off to a rocky start in the first, but then he really settled in, and I thought he pitched well, to give us 5 innings. I think it was only 3 hits and quality innings right there. I was happy with what we saw, top to bottom on the last 2 days.
Playing well in the late innings has been kind of a point of pride for this program for the last 15 years. You like the way you guys are handling themselves in those situations?
They're executing. They're executing simple stuff. I thought that the game a game nose moment happened with Josiah Cromick when he puts a sacrifice bunt down. He had been going great, puts a sac bunt down, and then gets his big swing on his next at bat and hits a home run. That's kind of the way it works. Be unselfish to baseball, and then you get rewarded. And we saw that a lot with Riku. We saw a lot with Gavin Grant. There were just some things with Betcher executing, whether it was a stolen base or just simple sacrifice or maybe just putting some kind of a play on a hit and run and the guys being able to execute some stuff. I think we executed a safety squeeze to score a run earlier and then just the other stuff that we had going on. I thought it was a complete deal.
Between Bryce and Hanson, Drew today, you feel like some guys have done a pretty good job recently at keeping themselves ready and take advantage of some opportunities?
Well, that was the message we had, last 2 days out in a huddle is more or less, you got a lot of those guys that are really good players. And, how do you stay ready? And when you get your opportunity, the only way that you're going to shine is to stay ready. And it's the hardest thing because, it's really easy when you're playing every single day to stay in a rhythm and get in a rhythm. But then what about those guys that aren't playing every single day and seeing those live pitches come at you and all that? And it's tough. It takes a lot of mental toughness, and the guys that can do it are really special, and I think guys are getting better at it.
How impressive was it to see Drew Smith go up the middle, 0-2 count for the go-ahead single there?
Oh, I was really impressed. And that guy was good. I think he was throwing 94, 95 miles an hour, and he had a tight slider. And, Drew, I don't think he's even got to 20 at-bats on the year. He's probably hanging close to it, but for him, inside of 20 at-bats in his college career to be able to do that, I wish I could have done that. I was 0 for my first 3 weekends in college baseball. And so he's a pretty special player, and I think he's going to have a huge future.
Taking on another team this weekend that's the top of the conference standings. Is this kind of where you want to be as a program playing series like this as you get to this point in the season?
Yeah, packed house, a lot on the line. That's when you're, getting better. And we haven't done some things yet objectively, and so those are just things that are in front of us.
Gonzaga threw a lot of different arms and different arm angles as well, and you guys with lefty and righties. Just how do you feel like your lineup kind of adapted to that and did well over the course of the final couple of innings?
Well, that's a good point. They did. They threw a lot of different guys and different looks at us and stuff. I thought our guys handled it really well to be able to score the runs and put the run totals up we did in the last 2 days. I thought they were really quality arms that we saw. And to be able to break them down, I was impressed with what Coach Martyr's game plan had, and the guys executed. It was good.
Gavin Grant drives in 4 today. He's had a good, probably last week overall. Just what have you seen from him the last week, and how has he, solidified that bottom of the order?
Yeah, same, just like you have, and the leadership too is the stuff that you just can't put a price tag on it. He's just a real steady force with those guys, and he's a real calming influence defensively on the infield. He knows the program inside and out. He knows when we can do some things. He doesn't blow assignments and stuff like that, like they say in football. He's just a reliable player that's probably going to have one heck of a coaching career. He's that savvy of a person.
You talked earlier this year about the importance of midweek games and getting your guys in with reps, live action reps basically. Just how nice was that to get Mercado back in there, get him against some real opponents, and same with Matt Dallas?
Well, those guys, they needed to get out there. We needed to get Malaris probably into a game too, and we weren't able to do that. But there were just several guys that we needed to get in and get them, just keep getting them into game situations. They were just pleased overall. I think the team's staying ready and guys are progressing well, and the young arms. again, Coach Angier staying patient and doing a nice job with those young arms is really one of the bigger stories.
Curious why Shea didn't start either game. Is that just getting him ready for the weekend?
Yeah, just, he'd been playing exceptionally well and just gave him a day off. Same thing we did with Tanner Smith last week, kind of took him off his feet, and Sabine today.
So what's the reasoning when you put Arrows in the 2-hole yesterday and Drew Smith in the 2-hole today? You just keeping the rest of the lineup the same? Or?
Yeah, I don't like to move a lot of stuff around, and those guys are really good, and so I think in time you're probably going to see those guys hitting 2, 3, 4 in the order, probably with the other freshmen that we have with Hellman and all those guys. It's a pretty scary thought to think about what, their sophomore or junior, third year type stuff is going to look like. Those guys are pretty spectacular.
One of those, obviously the freshman Armin Turner today gives up the 3-run home run first in the first inning, but then retires the next 9 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
He's been throwing strikes pretty well recently. Just what have you seen from him as a developmental standpoint and just how he's progressed through the season?
Well, all these young guys, when they can't get anything over the plate other than the fastball, they learn pretty quick that you can't pitch that way at this level, and they're going to get their tails kicked. And Turner sees that in the first inning, and then after that, he was able to locate 4 pitches for strikes and settle in. And the same thing goes true for any of those guys that take them out. It's a tough level. These guys are good hitters, and if it's just one pitch that you have when you go out there, you're probably going to get rudely awakened that it doesn't work anymore at the level that it used to at the high school level. And being able to have several pitches they can throw for strikes is critical, and I think we're seeing our young pitchers being able to do that. Turner's a special kid. He's got a great arm, and the quicker he develops and these other guys develop, the more progress we've seen our team make.
You guys get 9 total innings combined for your midweek starters. How important is that going into a weekend series against Arizona State, where your bullpen is pretty darn fresh, pretty darn healthy?
Well, I'd rather that be the case than having your starters get trounced and pounded and lose midweek games. That's never the objective. We won 2 midweek games. The guys played well, and we're just going to take it for what it was and move on to the weekend.
You guys thought about who your Sunday starter is going to be? You're going to back that up with?
I haven't even thought about who our Friday starter is going to be this weekend. So, no, we'll talk about that and get that to you.